Now I can see the chat. There we go. I love you first today. Would you drop some hearts in the box so I can see that the chat is active? I love you right now too. I realized I needed to check the my content is not made for kids box before I got in trouble. While you here, ask me anything. It's just us. Empress, honestly, I don't think it's about seeing science fiction things. I think that we just witnessed something that was a marker for a lot of people originally. Like that was one of the prophecies. Like this isn't a regular eclipse. This is like the Great North American Eclipse. If you look at the path of it, everything on the southeast coast is green up until where the eclipse touches. Everything on the other side of the eclipse is mountainous and dead. What happened? Boom. I love you first today. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. Dominique Monet, I love you right now. I do. I do. I love you today and every day that ends in day. Sunbathing, soaking up this non-eclipse part of the sun. You know. How How y'all feeling? Dom, how you feeling today? Who else is in here? Let's see. Naturally, Tatiana, I love you right now. I do. Now, did anybody get to see the eclipse where you are right now? Goddess K, welcome back. Yeah, I had to select the content is not made for kids option. So I'm broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. Oh Lord, excuse me. There we go. But on either live, ask me anything. What y'all want to talk about? Ask me anything metaphysical. Ask me anything real. What I really do is I teach quantum physics and quantum mechanics as far as they apply to spirituality every day. I think the weirdest thing about this eclipse is that science has been paying attention to the stars more so than people who care about astrology. Not to be funny, but it seems like these days everybody's starting to use the same terminology, like about vibration and quantum physics. Like, oh, that resonates with me. Sammy Elizabeth, thank you. I love you first today. I do. K Surge, I love you right now. I do. Amani, I love you right now. I do. Says facts because they're trying to prove something that never happened. Yeah. Not to be funny, if I could be extra transparent, I'm like y'all weirdest friend for real. Like I don't mind being y'all weirdest friend. Like whatever your weirdest understanding of this life is, you can tell me that. Because this life that we live is stranger than science fiction. All the science fiction novels and movies you ever seen, this life that we live is weirder. That's why everybody who ever wrote a science fiction novel or ever produced a science fiction movie lived this life with you to produce it. It came out their mind. You understand? So it's like, for us, oh, don't be living on me. I hit you with the Browns. But all things considered, my weirdest understanding of what's going on right now is that in the beginning of what we have as written record, the war started on the divine feminine, and erasing the divine feminine out of the understanding of what the original family unity is kind of alters all of the equation, you know. And everything that we do down to a vibrational level is projection of unity. But everything they studying down to a vibrational level, especially with this high luminosity large hadron particle collider, is about division and collision, not unity. But nah, what's real is I've read everybody's book. Like I've read the Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read the Tanakh, I've read the Septuagint, I've read the Malia Maleficarum, the Gigas Codex. I've read lots of grimoires that I wasn't supposed to read at a young age. You know, I've read many things and many works. And but I've also had many more dreams than I've read books. You know. So what happens is I appreciate each culture. It's not that I condemn anybody. That ain't my job. You know, I just appreciate these cultures. So when it comes down to anything, like when I have a kind of different point of view, people kind of think I'm disagreeing or I'm condemning because that's what they used to, but that's not what I'm doing. I appreciate the culture, but I realize we live in a dimension where one, two things can be true. Are we back? Are we back? We back? Okay, we back, I think. But one, we live in a dimension where two things can be true. The highest level of science and the highest level of spirituality can both be talking about the same things. That's a fact. Like when they talk about the highest level of being in spirituality, they never call it God. They call it the Most High, whatever their culture calls it in their own tongue. But it's the Most High, whatever it is. It's supreme, whatever it is. You know? So it's like, where do we go? In science, they don't call it God, they call it the absolute. The absolute vibration is the source of all vibration, and that vibration interacting with other vibrations within itself is what forms energy. Energy is formed from the interaction of separate vibrations. A vibration is just a intent with purpose, period. No matter whether it's science, spirituality, that's all it is. And we don't realize that if you ever really want to look and break down conspiracy theories, or if you ever really want to go down rabbit holes, first thing you do, look at where they spend most of the money. If science is what you want to look into, look at where science spends most of the money. The most expensive equipment in the world right now is the High Luminosity Large Hadron Particle Collider. It is also being activated in a phase where it has never been activated before today to study antiprotons. I know that this may sound nerdy and people may not understand what this means, but I really wish people did. You know, can I be nerdy for like 2 seconds? Do y'all mind? Y'all mind? Because though I love you right now, you know it. Can I be nerdy for like 2 seconds? My thing is that my parents didn't beat the imagination out of me when I was a kid. So all of this was cartoon to me. Like even when it came down to like how atoms are formed. When it says we all basically understand science, basic science. This says a proton is positively charged, a neutron is neutrally charged, an electron is negatively charged. I understood that. But as a kid, to me, what it meant was a proton is a positive person. You dig? I understood that a particle is a person and waves are people, like a group of people, a group of persons. I'm weird like that. So I know that a proton is like a positive person, somebody who always has the best intent for people and has a way to make things happen. Like somebody, when your friend get money in their pocket, let's say one of your dopest friends hit the lottery, and the neutron is the person who's neutral, has infinite potential, but no drive. Couch potato. Proton thing that run up on the neutron, like, hey, you know what? I got some money. What you want to do? Matter of fact, what you want to do with your life? What you ever wanted to do? I ain't never heard you say nothing. What you want to do? And the stronger that charge is, and the stronger that intent with purpose that proton pulls from that neutron, the more haters are not going to want that thing to happen. And that's what electrons are on the outside. They're hating and can't even get in. And that's what I always saw. So even as a kid, when they started talking about what an antiproton is, an antiproton isn't an electron. It's not something that's inherently negative. It's not something that is a hater inherently or obviously, and it's not something that is an obvious enemy. But what an antiproton is something that looks positive enough, but it only exists to drain the energy from a proton. It's like a fake friend. Look like your friend because they're too scared to be your enemy, but they really just want to learn your moves and see how your operation works. And with the understanding of, of being able to apply logic to all of the highest levels of science, like quantum understanding, it changed the game. Like to understand it, yeah, they might scare people off by calling it quantum physics and mechanics, but what it is saying that everything is vibrational. That's spirituality again. Shar, I love you right now. Sammy, I love you right now. Cuzzo, I love you right now. Andrea, I love you right now. Andrea, I do. I love y'all first today. Empress, I love you first. Goddess K, I love you first. I don't know if anybody told y'all, but if nobody told y'all, I love you first, and I'm up a point. Now, and if nobody above, you know, if nobody above 6'7" told you they love you today, I love you the tallest. How about that? But what I'm saying is that in all the cultures in the world, all they ever talk about is there was a war originally, and there's been a war declared on heaven, but we don't understand what that is. Has anybody ever heard that? Ever? That there's like, even theoretically, like in any book, that there was a war declared on heaven? Like, no matter how silly it sounds, have you ever heard it? Because I'm into stories, like even comic books when I was a kid. Origin stories was my thing. You can't look, anybody who's my family in this box, my family will tell you, I don't open my mouth unless it's somebody know. You understand? I'm the kind of person where if I say, "Oh, you want to bet?" You might want to just hold your money and get some understanding. Well, what happens is in several cultures, has anybody ever heard of like Nephilim and demigods? Anybody? Like Hercules and um, Thor and well, Thor is not really a demigod, but like Hercules and like Percy Jackson and like you know half god, half man. And it's not rhetorical. You could ask. Auntie Sarah, Auntie Dorothy, I love you right now. Britt, I love you right now. I do. Humor me. I'm an easy please. Just like Dave Chappelle was like, shit, if I tell a joke and it's funny, funny, yeah, nobody laughs. But the three people who get it, they laugh till they hurt. I'm good. I just need one person to answer. Has anybody ever heard of like demigods or like Nephilim at all? Has anybody ever heard of like Lilith or Nana or Hawa or like Semiramis or like Nimrod or Marduk or like the Anunnaki? Has there anybody ever heard of any of those things in the box? Goddess K, thank you. You have. Cool. Because there's a lot of these stories. Like, I used to get put out of Bible school a lot for asking questions. Like, I got put out in Genesis. That's what tripped me out. In Genesis, when it was like, let us, and then it's like, and God said, let us make them in our image. And it made them male and female. I was like, hey, hold on. Wait. I always hear him talk about the Father and the Son. And hear me out now. When it says let us, I know that that's the first family. And when it says them, I know that that's us, like us, them. But when us make them male and female, what's the female part of God? Is that the Holy Spirit? They said, that's not what it says, Mr. Jackson. I'm like, I got a dad, but I also got a mom. Mr. Jackson, get out. Oh. And I was a good kid. You did? But questions like that, I used to get, I guess, kind of chastised for asking grown-up questions as a kid. It's a lot of stuff they told us to kind of make people these days get away from religion, like stay in a child's place. If I ask you a respectful question, you should be able to give me a respectful answer. And it's a lot of things that I started realizing because I was different. Like I realized that When I was a kid, I thought when they told us to stay at a child's place, I thought being an adult meant that you graduated from a school or a college that meant you knew everything. Like you became an absolute encyclopedia. That's what I thought, you know. But when I realized that wasn't the case, because my parents didn't send me to church with like the understanding of just, oh, go to church. Nah, they said anytime I had bigger questions, they'd be the ones to give me bigger answers. So I was never really disappointed. I mean, I was never really mad. I was just more disappointed. Like, you a grown up. Maybe you didn't grown up right. You dig? So it was a lot of questions that I had that never really were answered. You know, like when Cain goes to find a wife in the land of Nod, I thought Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel was the only people. You know, and we don't realize we're not getting the whole parts of these stories. So what happens is it's a lot of things that go on that say there was a flood because beings that we would call celestial start dabbling in the affairs of men. You know, we talk about aliens, but what's a son of God? Like anything that ain't from this dimension sound kind of alien to me. Y'all call them angels and demons all you want, but sound like interdimensional beings to me. That's what they say heaven is, right? Heaven is a dimension. It's not somewhere you can fly to. They say it's in you dimensionally. That's why they're trying to study it through CERN. Like, to break this down to you and get back on topic, what we don't understand is that everything is calculated already to the point where we know that sunlight is absolute information. But not only is sunlight absolute information, sunlight has weight to it. The earth takes on about 4.5 pounds of sunlight every second. Calculated because it's matter. Anything that has a quantum pattern that is perpetual has essence. Essence is matter. Your soul being made of absolute energy is made of matter. In a dimension where in our dimension they said antimatter and matter should have been made in pairs during the Big Bang, 1 to 1. But in our dimension, there is no antimatter left. And the thing is, what that means to me is since I'm throwed off, that explained the war on the feminine divine because the word matrix comes from the root word mater, which means mother. The word matrix itself means womb, W-O-M-B. Mater means mother. Pater, like pattern, means father. Fathers are the divine embodiment of the masculine, which is the mastery of external existence. Women are the embodiment of internal mastery, which is the divine embodiment of internal wisdom. That's why we are the pattern in the matrix. The absolute matrix can amplify and magnify any pattern as long as it's absolute into whatever patterns that she has that is absolute. That's why both my parents are light skinned and I got a dark skinned and a bright skinned sister. I'm brown as a I'm actually two-tone. They made me a whole Reese's cup. I'm brown skinned outside, peanut butter inside. It's crazy. Riri, I love you right now. I do. You know? So I only said those things to say that when people started talking about the eclipse and all the negativity, I don't want to hear nothing negative from nobody else. I don't care if it's about dating. I don't care if it's about spirituality. I don't care if it's about politics. If I ain't never heard you speak life on nobody, I don't care what curses you know. If I ain't never heard you speak positive, I don't care what drama you talking about. I'm done with that. People who complain deserve each other, even down to dating. Like, not to be funny, people don't like themselves, so they out there rushing dating and they dating people that they don't like. Nobody care about going to the Cheesecake Factory or the park if I like you. Not to be funny, but I said that to say that if mater comes from the root word mother alone, and the word anti means against, what is antimatter? Isn't antimatter just simply anything that's against the mother? Wouldn't that be why the word creatress slash creatrix and creator are just as old as one another because it takes a creator and a creatress to make creation? Why do none of the female words evolve throughout culture? Like, why are there no more priestesses and priests? It's only priests. Why are there no more prophetesses and prophets? Only prophets. And honestly, they lied and said that there was going to be a last prophet. That's cap. Anybody in here right now, in either one of these lives, has anybody had a dream where you seen how the world is gonna end in any kind of way, or where something happened where you were glad that you woke up? Anybody? Yeah, Empress, I'm live on Facebook too. So if you wanna join the Facebook, you can join the Facebook. I'm banned on TikTok for talking about pederasty. And I was having an amazing discussion, and I got in trouble for telling the truth. Oh, I got you. I got you. I'm gonna fix that. I'm about to head over there.